Alright guys, the holidays are here, which means this is our last chance to shave away some pounds before we eat our weights in turkey this year. Thanksgiving is like 3 weeks away, so the calories count, and we need to start counting them now. And I'm going to show you how to do this in an incredibly simple and delicious way. Tonight, we're going to be making some simply incredible cantina-style burrito bowls. They're going to be full of flavor. Packed with protein and all the good stuff that you come to expect with a bit of a healthy twist. Alright, so in full disclosure, the original intro and prep was kind of lost due to us trying out a new dual camera system, and in the process something did get lost. But that being said, I can still walk you through the first steps of this. The first thing you're going to notice here is my Instant Pot going. And what I've gotten there is a half a cup of black beans, just covered to the top with a little bit of beef stock, 35 minutes, okay? You've seen me do this method before on the black bean dip I did back in March. So again, as always, there's a link in the description and a card floating around. Let me show you the star of the show, what we're dealing with here. I've got, in this bowl, 2 incredible, beautiful New York strip steaks. And what they're doing is they're marinating in the very same carne asada style marinade. And guys, you saw this exact same marinade in the Ultimate Torta video back in May. I did have to think about that for a minute. Now guys, granted, the video quality was really poor, but it was a really great recipe, and I suggest you try it to find out and learn how to make that carne asada marinade. While this is releasing and venting, this is still going to be marinating. It's been marinating for probably about the better part of 20 minutes now. So without further ado, I'm going to show you guys how to make the rest of the stuff that goes in this. Before we start working on any of the other major parts of this burrito bowl, let's go ahead and start off by making a quick and simple chimichurri, and what just went in was 1 small package of organic parsley and half a small package of organic oregano that was chopped really thin, and then we're just going to go ahead and hit it up with a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. Then we're going to start introducing some flavor by adding in a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cumin and a 1/4 teaspoon of red chili flakes, and then we're going to hit it up with some much needed acidity by adding in 1 tablespoon of red wine vinegar. And to keep the flavors Mexican, just a splash of lime juice, and then we're going to season to taste with some kosher salt and some freshly cracked black pepper, and then we're going to give it a quick stir to combine and make everything nice and homogeneous, and then we're going to dive in for our very first taste test. And as I can tell you guys, it's really good, it's just missing some salt, so we're going to add a little bit more salt into the mix to bring out all the flavors, and then I want to stir it up, and then I realize I'm the only one that's going to be eating this, so I want to dip again, and it tastes absolutely amazing. So as a finishing touch, we're going to add in 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, and then we're going to give it one last stir to combine. And guys, this is going to be the ultimate sauce to bring everything together, to add some brightness and acidity, and to complete this burrito bowl. So that being said, let's move on to the rice. So all we're going to be doing here is dropping in 1 bag of instant brown rice and cooking it to packaged instructions, letting it boil for 10 minutes. And you guys might be wondering why I chose brown rice, because it's a whole grain, healthy source of carbohydrates that's actually really tasty. So once that 10 minutes is up, we're going to take this bad boy off the heat, drain that pot, and then we're going to empty the bag right back in, because you know what? We're not just settling for some plain rice. We're going to be making a healthier cilantro-lime rice to tie everything together. So the next thing in is the zest of 1 lime, and then we're going to follow that up with the juice of 1 lime. Fresh limes always for this, you guys. And after we have appropriately juiced our rice, we're going to hit this bad boy up with 1 small bunch of organic cilantro that we've chopped up, and then we're going to give this bad boy a spin to make sure everything is nice and combined. Normally when I make cilantro lime rice, it's with white rice and butter, but this is a better for you version that's also going to taste good. And to ensure maximum flavor and to curb acidity, we're going to go ahead and dazzle this up with some nice kosher salt, and then we're just going to give this bad boy a spin, and we're going to add just a little more salt to make sure everything is properly seasoned. And then we're going to go in for our very first taste test, and actually this is the only one I'm going to do because it's actually really good. It's super refreshing, not as rich, but it's going to pair well with our steak. And speaking of steak, we're going to go ahead and turn down the heat of our stove, get some indirect heat going on the back burner, and put this brand new plancha to the test. So what I've done here is just lay my steak vertically across the grill grates, and we're going to let that sear off for 3 minutes. And as you can see, in that time, we've developed some mighty beautiful grill marks. So we're going to turn it diagonally 90 degrees, and then we're just going to let this bad boy grill off for 45 seconds. And after the 45-second mark is up, we're going to turn it again 90 degrees in the other direction and follow the very same instructions. Alright, and since we've gotten that first side looking as beautiful as ever, and come on guys, here's a close-up. We're going to be following the same instructions for the other side. And now is the time to take the temperature of this bad boy, but I'm picking up way too much heat from off the plancha, so I want to take this bad boy off just for a second to get another temp reading. And of course, it's not at 200 degrees, it's right at 137, 138, and that is a perfect medium rare, so we're going to let that bad boy rest while we put on my wife's steak, and she likes hers well done, so we're not going to broadcast crimes against food. So the next step is plating. And guys, this is beautiful. In this bowl is just a nice bed of freshly chopped romaine and a small half-cup portion of that beautiful brown rice. So now it's time to slice up this steak that I'm absolutely proud of. This looks like steakhouse quality, so I am super excited to eat it. And look at that, guys. That is perfect medium rare. And I was going to put it on the plate, but I'm going to slice the rest of it first because presentation counts. And now that we have our beautiful salad base constructed, we're going to add all these delicious, healthy black beans. And then after that, we're going to start layering on our beautifully cooked, nicely medium rare steak. And we're going to lay this bad boy on. About 4 or 5 good strips will do, because the rest, let's face it, are going to be snacks. And then I'm going to top it with that absolutely gorgeous chimichurri sauce. About 2 tablespoons will do. We just want enough acidity to cut through those fatty flavors and to give some brightness as well as richness. And guys, you can't tell me that ain't a sexy bowl of food, and I'm ready to dive right in. Alright guys, and that is it. We have made an incredible healthy option for either your lunch or your dinner. It's a low carb, high protein solution. Guys, if you don't like steak, you can definitely do this with chicken, or even make it a vegetarian option. This is all fresh ingredients. We have a perfectly cooked New York strip marinated in carne asada marinade. And then we've got a nice brown rice done cilantro-lime style. And then some very freshly cooked black beans and dressed with a chimichurri. So there's only one thing to do, and that's to try it out. Oh, that is wild. That is wild. That is a bite that makes sense. Freshness from the romaine. Perfectly cooked steak. The chimichurri bring acidity and a savory note. The umami from both the steak and the black beans, and the background notes of freshness, and a little bit of welcome starchiness from the brown rice. 10 out of 10, highly recommend. This is really easy to put together. It's a lot of steps, and as always, guys, if you like this kind of content, or if you learn anything, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Send down a request for something else you would like to see me make, and I'll see you in a future video. See you later.